The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with yours truly or not. And thanks to our friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we are syndicated across the United States into 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to News Talk Online on this very special edition on Independence Day here in the United States. So happy 4th of July to all of you, whether you are in the United States or not. And for those of you in Australia and New Zealand, happy 5th of July. My guest today is Richard Asztalos. He is from the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund. We've discussed this fund numerous times. There are several others like it that have popped up across the United States, citizens who come together, whether they are in favor of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq or not, to support our brave men and women who have gone out to battle and to help those in the most need when they return, the families of those who sadly have paid the supreme sacrifice and have not returned. You'll recall we had Oliver North on here just prior to his giving an address before the annual dinner of the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund in Michigan. And one of the principals of the FWSF is my good friend Richard Asztalos, who, for a promise of a green iced tea and a hamburger at the barbecue in my parents' house, agreed to come on the show today. You are easy, sir. You are easy. It didn't take much to bribe you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary, and thanks for the opportunity. This is a great thing that you do. You supported us in the past and for the last 3 years with Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund, and it's grown to the point where we're looking to go bigger and better. And, of course, we've helped a lot of families, up to 40 families right now. And we have, besides the families, there's the children of those that have fallen that need support too, and we've helped. We have about 12 of those people that are receiving money to help them with their tuition and help them with their books and get them to school, because some of them are from the UP or from other parts of Michigan that they can't afford to get to those places. They may get the money from the government to go to school for tuition, but then they don't have the rest that goes with it. So we support them as well, and we're looking for more people as well to help out. And in the meantime, we're expanding as we go along.
What strikes me about the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund, I went to the annual dinner, happened to be in Detroit at the time of the dinner and snuck on in, was that when you sit at any table there, when you talk to any of the people there, the common denominator is doing something for our returning veterans. But there are people there who are in favor of the war. There are people there who are opposed to the war. There are people who are in favor of Afghanistan and not Iraq. And yet it doesn't matter. All of those politics are set aside for helping the common good.
Well, Gary, I don't think anybody really wants war. I mean, if we are in a war, and of course, that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to help out those people that are fighting for our country, for our freedom. I think that's a very important thing that we do this. This is the least I could do. I have never served in the military service, and I think this is a payback to society that I am able to do. I run the website. I do the PR work. I put out 800 emails today, wishing everybody happy 4th of July and letting them know about our next event. We have a cruise going, a dinner cruise on a big yacht. Coming up on August the 9th. This is going to bring more money. We just had a golf outing. All these people are doing it not just because they have a good time doing it, because it's nice to have a good time and donate money, but it makes it easier to give up the money when you're having a good time. So a lot of other organizations help us as well. So I think that war itself is not what everybody wants. We want peace. And then we need to take care of the people that gave us that peace.
There were several of the recipients of the largesse of the people who make up the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund were invited to the annual dinner. Now, the annual dinner is held at Laurel Manor, which is a massive banquet hall that seats how many people?
Well, they could get up to 1,700 in there, but we had 950 people at our dinner.
So what happens is they have this stage that you have to walk up the stage for everybody to see you. Of course, there's steps. And one of the kids that was assisted this past year was injured from an improvised explosive device, a handmade landmine in Iraq. And they told him he would never walk again. And so they built a ramp to get the kid up either on his walker or his wheelchair. And when the fella who was the liaison between the Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund went to this kid,
Larry Hausner from the Patriot Guard.
The Patriot Guard. Went to him. The kid looked at him and said, "Sir, I will walk again. The doctors say I will not, but I will walk again." And lo and behold, what happened at the banquet? That's somebody's cell phone. What can I tell you? Don't worry about it. What happened at the banquet?
Well, then to everybody's surprise, because
they put a ramp for him.
Put a ramp up, and everybody's ready for that. And he walked up the stairs, and it was just mind-boggling. Not everybody in the audience knew that at the time when he did it, because it would have made a bigger display. But it certainly was awesome. And of course, Larry Helster with the Patriot Guard brought him up there, and he was just, tears were coming down his eyes.
Yeah, big former Marine, worked for Ali North and served under Ali North in Vietnam and everything, and the guy was crying. It was amazing. And it just shows that if you have the perseverance, maybe you can overcome all odds. Let's go to a caller. Let's go to Eric in Iowa. Eric, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Hey Gary, hey Richard. Just a real quick question. Now, does this fund help all veterans from not only these two wars, but also the Vietnam and World War II vets as